All right, hello to the good people on the internet. Today we have with us the very lovely guest, Bonny Abraham. No introduction from my end because we've already had a long chat. So I hope you like this one, and let's go. Like we were talking about the entire exotic instrument collection, and he's no less if you talk about in that section. So how do you, before we come to the album and singles, how do you view instruments? Like for example, what happens is normally we from Indian people or from people from outside of India are from normally middle class families, and we can afford a 10,000 rupees Yamaha guitar and we start something of that sort and they stick to it till they die, right? But in your case, what I've seen is you use African instruments to Egyptian instruments to Indian instruments. So how did this fantasy came about? Can you tell me specifically? Forget about the audience.
Yeah, bro. See, as you said, from a middle class family, all you can do is buy an Yamaha F3110 was my first guitar.
I like that.
But
That model is pretty good, by the way.
yeah, man, it's pretty good. It sounds pretty good. And from seventh grade onwards, I had a guitar. Then eventually, I was a metalhead. I played some rock music,
Yeah.
followed Lamb of God
Oh
and
yes.
AC/DC
Yes.
and stuff like that. College was fully like that. And there was a turning point in my life when I was traveling and I went to attend the World Mouth Harp Festival, which happens in Goa every year. And that's where I saw this Israeli people playing the oud, and that fascinated me, the sound of the oud and the instrument so unique. And I was inspired by that. And let me tell you a story. So after that, I came back. I was doing my composition and audio engineering in Chennai at KM Music Conservatory.
Oh yes.
So from there, my father, he was always working abroad. Like he was in Saudi, Doha, and Middle Eastern countries, and he was traveling. So he is a hotelier, and I've called him. What do you do? At that time, I just call him, and I just told him
So you made him your instrument
there
dealer.
is.
Don't say that.
Listen. So come on, because he loves music.
Hmm.
Introduction of music in my life is through my family itself because my mom she sings in the church choir, and my father also used to sing in the choir, and he had a very great collection of cassettes of Elton John, ABBA, like
Wow.
I'm talking about 90s. Like he had a
Hmm.
huge, a big, like a big box full of cassettes, and
Hmm.
me and my brother, we used to listen to that cassettes when we sleep. That was our sleep routine. Like we play a
Hmm.
random cassette because there were a lot of
No
cassettes.
YouTube and Facebook
So
back then.
no, nothing. Cassettes
Hmm.
was it, and we used to listen cassettes. So I was sure that see, my father is the right guy, so I should tell him that I saw this instrument, and let's take it from there. So I just told him that this was there, and let's see in future if you come across this, let me know how much it is, and maybe we can start
May I can
to
sell
save
two
it.
kidneys and
And
sell my property and then buy the instrument.
yeah, so basically that was it, and I told him about the oud and stuff. And later on, after 1 month, I'm getting a call from him, and he's like, I found an instrument in the hotel. It is in the storeroom, and it is kept there. And I'm like,
Oh.
okay, so can you send me a photo? And he sent me, and it was a oud. It was an old oud kept by
Hmm.
a foreigner who visited
So
the
this was
hotel.
in Saudi
Unfortunately,
back then.
this was in Saudi.
Hmm.
So that oud was almost there for like maybe 2, 3 years, and no one took it or no one came to claim it. So
Hmm.
it was kept as a lost and found instrument. It was
So
there,
that's the right time
fully
to pick it
dusted.
up.
So he sent me that instrument through post to India. I was really happy and eagerly waiting to have it in my hands. But because of I don't know what happened to the postal service, the instrument was completely shattered. Everything was in pieces, like the body, the neck, the fretboard, and I'm like, oh my God, now how will I fix this in India? What no one has seen this and no one has
Nah.
any
Hmm.
knowledge about this. So I took it with my to an instrument shop which sells guitars and amplifiers and stuff like that in Trivandrum itself. And there was this guy, a carpenter. He's a carpenter. He was like, "Do you have a photo?" I said, yeah, I can take a photo
Hmm.
from internet.
Just
And
for
he
the
was like,
context of
okay, let's,
repairing that, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
And he fixed it for me, apparently. And yeah, but there were a lot of issues because of the action. It was too high, and I don't know
hmm.
what went wrong. The
Two
action was
countries can fit
way too
into the
high.
action.
Yeah, bro. And it had almost 11 string. It's an 11 string instrument.
Hmm.
And no frets. Like
Oh, so
it's a
all
fretless
years.
instrument. Yeah, all ears and Arabic music. And I started researching on the music of like Arabic music. What is it? What are the scales? And I found some YouTube channels, and I found some artist called from Israel, Palestine. Yeah. So basically, they were my main inspiration because I cannot find anyone here who knows about it. So YouTube is and was the main teacher in terms of music of Middle Eastern. So I used to check, and I used to play Farhan Ensemble. There's a band called Farhan Ensemble, and Dhafar Youssef, and I started exploring different artists from Tunisia and from France. There's a trumpet player called Ibrahim Malouf. So
Hmm.
this was my
And we have
routine.
Ibrahim and we
I
have
used to
Abraham. It's the
so this was my routine to listen to different kinds of genres, world music.
world music.
Then I
Hmm.
stopped. Yeah. So that was the
Hmm.
concept. Oh, wow, world music. No, in India, who does world music? Like, I don't know, really. No one, like everyone is into commercial music, in singer-songwriter, and this was completely different from what was happening around. So I
Hmm.
took this up and started exploring myself, and yeah, bro, and slowly start. And that oud, when I was in Chennai, I used to play in this student concert that happened in KM. And one day, thankfully, Rahman sir was there. And yeah, and I got a chance to play for the MTV Unplugged along with him.
Oh.
And yeah, that was my
So
first
he came
stage
and
with the
selected you.
oud.
It's like that guy is
Yeah,
seems good.
I gave an audition actually, yeah,
Acha,
and
acha.
it was fine. Yeah, and
Hmm.
I was really happy, but my oud was pretty messed up. I couldn't do much with because
Hmm.
how the
I
action,
know.
if the action is
I
not
know
well,
the struggle.
and the scale, and like unfortunately, that was the best I had, and I gave it with
Hmm.
what I have. And of course, I'm still a learner, and during that time, I was a very basic learner. Like I don't know much, but I can play. I have a like a comfortable position where I can play these things very well. But some scales will be really hard for me because I was still
Hmm.
learning at that time, and yeah, that was the biggest stage which I got. Like it was the first stage also. So with the youth, and I was pretty happy. And then later on, I saved some money, and with the help of my family, of course, I got another oud from Syria, and yeah,
Oh my
that was
God. So your
perfect.
dad
That
bought
was the
that.
perfect. Not exactly my I like we all chipped in money. Me and my brother and my father also. So everyone helped me to get that. Otherwise, it wouldn't be possible because the oud is very expensive to buy an oud actually. And yeah, I'm not talking in terms of yeah, money wise also. And when you import it to India, you have to pay the tax,
Oh
and
yeah. And you have
everything
to
was
sell another
too
property over there
much.
for the tax.
Yeah,
Hmm.
bro, somehow that was it. And yeah, that's how I started to explore the instrument oud. And later on, I came to know about the saz, which comes well with you. It's a Turkish long-necked instrument, saz. I got that, and what I got a pipa. It's from China. So
Hmm.
slowly, like I invest whatever money I get from my work, I invest into instruments because always I'm checking instruments in Google, like what is the price? Okay, is it really needed? Or will it help my projects? Yeah, and I recently got a Gimbri synth, which I told you. Like I saw an interview of
Hmm.
my colleague. He was
Hmm.
explaining, and I found a dealer in Morocco,
Hmm.
and I had a word with him, and he sent me. Yeah, bro. So that's how I really love exploring different cultures and music and instruments, and that's what I love to do. Yeah.
I love it. as you said, you were like your parents listened to music, so you were born into a musical family. Like anyone was doing music professionally as a career or something.
No, bro. No one was into music as of like that because of the basic family struggles that happened. Like
Mm.
music as a career during the 80s,
Yeah,
70s
it's
will be a
yeah,
very hard choice. And my
and a bad
father
one.
having fibro, yeah, my father having like he was the elder brother, like elder in the family, and his dad also passed away during an early age. He had
Mm.
his own struggles. So
Mm.
never thought of music as a career at that time.
Mm.
And
And,
yeah, there is no one in my family who have a profession in music other than me. Yeah.
mm. Mm. I like it. What's the how do you go about, like you have released singles and I guess you have planning some EPs and albums coming out this year?
Yeah, I really have a lot of unreleased songs, like 13, 14 songs, but I want people like I have this conception in my head. If I release 5 or 4 songs together, will people listen to all the 4 songs? It's just in my
I
mind.
understand.
Or
Yeah,
should I
sure,
re
sure, sure.
yeah.
I am the same with them. I'm same. Like
Or
I'll
should I
release some
release one
songs
by
like
one?
yeah, exactly. Mm.
Yeah. So it's just my thought. Maybe I'm wrong. But also the funding, bro. I'm doing everything by myself. The
Mm.
production. There is no producer to fund my projects. And whenever
Mm.
I release it, I want it to be the best quality which I can give it.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
And I will never compromise on this mixing or mastering because
Mm.
the my mixing engineer, he's pretty good, and he was doing both mix and master, but that is too much on him. So last project I decided I'll send it to Metropolis Studio, which is in UK,
Yeah.
and that was pretty good. And the master came out. That was a song Lavia Bell, and
Mm.
yeah. So I will never compromise on the production, maybe be it video or be it audio or be it
Mm.
a good recording. Like I'll always go for the best without looking the money, but yeah, somehow it will cover it up. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's good. That's really good. How do you like? Do you remember how much time and in what age? Like, were you in school or something? You started playing instruments, and like, at what time did you take it seriously? Like, okay, let's because in India, having seeing so many industries grow and different creative jobs being created and getting lost at the same time, we have this paradoxical thought pattern that we are like, okay, इसे चूज करना है कि नहीं करना है, अच्छा ये कर ले तो इसका ड्रॉबैक क्या है, इसे नहीं किया तो उसका ड्रॉबैक क्या है, and all of those filters and analysis. So at a time comes when you're like paralyzed of all of this analysis. It's called, like, psychologically it's called paralysis of analysis. So and then you go into that state of acha, what the fuck should I do? So when did you start playing instruments, or maybe what was your first instrument you played, and then from there?
Yeah, man. So during my sixth standard, I had a guitar. My father got me a guitar, and I was forced into learning a guitar. I want to learn drums, actually. I
Hmm.
love to play the drums, but families won't buy you drums. It will be like I can kill their sleep and even
Yeah,
kill the neighbors with the sound.
yeah,
So they
and the people
decided to buy
will
me a
be pissed
guitar.
off with you.
Yeah, so they decided to get me a guitar, and
Hmm.
my brother was learning piano, and there was a sir, and he was coming Saturday early in the morning, 6 a.m. I was like, that is the day of my sleep. Saturdays, like during school days, we get up early, and
Hmm.
Saturday, I like guitar classes were there, and I was
Hmm.
playing this Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, Baba Black Sheep, all that.
Mary had a
Like
little
sing,
lamb.
and
Hmm.
yeah, I was pretty bad at playing it, and I didn't practice because that was not my thing, and it was not interesting for me. And that was the approach. Maybe I don't know how the approach is right now. So I stopped learning. I stopped playing guitar because the sir was like, "Come on, you're not practicing. What can I do with you? Like, you're not doing
Hmm.
it." And I'm like,
What
"Yeah,
can I do with you?
because
He said this.
yeah, man, because I don't play. I don't like to play looking at the notes. I was not interested
Hmm.
in learning notation and stuff.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
later on, I found an interest slowly because of the songs that we listen. And I told him, see, I like to play these songs. I like to learn chords.
Hmm.
Teach me chords. I want to
Hmm.
learn the chords and
Teach me
stuff.
what I
Then he
want.
taught me.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Then he
Hmm.
taught me some chords, and we were playing around and with the chords and stuff. But slowly I stopped it, and later on, from eighth grade onwards, I started to play by myself. Like YouTube was also getting active at that time,
Hmm.
and I was born in '93, so probably yeah, YouTube was there, and it was like pretty good. And there was this Bollywood band, Adat, Atif Aslam, and Jal. There was this band, if you
Jal,
remember.
I remember. Yeah, those old
Yeah,
classics.
then Brian Adams,
Hmm.
and yeah, so these were pretty much Eric Clapton, and I
Hmm.
used to listen to their songs, and I used to find the chords. And Summer of '69 of Brian Adams, that was my first try out. I heard it and I wanted to play
Hmm.
that so badly. And if you remember that during that time, the distortion sound was so
Yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah.
Like
The hard rock and
somehow
metal
you
stuff. Uh,
somehow
Somehow you
even I
get that
wanted.
by pulling the gain fully high on an amp and it's like bursting out. It's sounding like
Yeah,
shit, but anyway, you got that thing, you know. It's you sounded a bit
yeah,
like
bro.
Led Zeppelin, but it's fine.
So guitar was my first instrument to begin with, and that's how my journey towards music started. And I had a small band, so-called band in school, where we get to bring guitar for like 2, 3 days in school. And I used to get my guitar, and we used to practice like during those 2, 3 days. And
Hmm.
that was it. And slowly, yeah, school gave me some opportunities like there were school days, literary festivals and stuff like that. So we used to practice, and I used to find myself looking forward for that day actually. Like, when is that day coming? So I can play my guitar, I can do something. And the school teachers also knew that I was pretty much into music and stuff like that. So even when I was learning economics, and there was some demand and supply thing happening, and the teacher called me and she was like saying, okay, Bonnie, think in the terms of musical instruments. There are this much strings you need, and the price is this much. So literally, they knew
Hmm.
it that I had
Then
my
you
passion
understand
towards
economics
music.
very well. No need to go to a professor anymore.
No, she was making
Unit
fun of me,
economics
but
sorted,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, bro.
Hmm.
So, and I also knew that, see, music as a career had its own drawbacks, as you said. But when I began my journey in music, I knew it, like the opportunities that you get was very limited, and also the pressure from not my family, from other family members around, like, oh, if you go for music, how will it be, like, what will you do, and
What is done in that
will you
industry? Yeah, what do you exactly do? You know, though that curiosity wala bug. It's like exactly क्या
yeah.
करते हो तुम? It's pretty
So
hard to
yeah,
explain.
bro. Yeah, man, it's pretty
It's
hard
like,
to explain.
mm,
And so I wanted to join a college. I want to learn production, mainly audio engineering. I wanted to know what is happening with the sound. How do these mixers work? And
mm.
how do you do
How do you get a good
production with the
production at the
soft?
very end after you've recorded and all? Yeah,
Yeah,
that's an
yeah,
art.
with the
Yeah.
softwares. Yeah, and I wanted to
Mm,
learn some composition also. So I did my Western classical composition in Baroque period that was happening in KM. So
mm.
I just did like I just wrote one exam of it, and I cleared the first three levels. So the levels is
Wow.
basically it's like it's depending on the compositional scores that you submit. So they
Mm-hmm.
evaluate on the basis of that. Then after that I stopped because it's again money involved in learning also. You cannot be a learner every time. So I came back to Kerala, and I started working as an instrumentalist in the movie film industry. People started to call me, and that's how I began my journey here. And I also played for a band. I'm not gonna specify the name, and which I'm not a part of the band right now. So right now I focus on Bonny Abraham Ensemble. So that band also we started playing music, and pretty nice because what we did was pretty unique, and yeah, so that also helped my journey. Yeah.
Mm, that's nice.
Mm.
So last two questions for you, and then I'll set you free. Otherwise, you'll get pissed off. um,
Hey, yeah.
so how did the Bonny Abraham Ensemble formed, and how do you all of you like compose songs, sit with a particular song, and how does that process work?
Yeah, bro. So basically, the compositions are done as of now. All the compositions are done by me, and everything like from productions, and I call the artist. So let me say how it was formed. It was a personal project of mine from my Chennai days. Actually, I performed my with my first ensemble in back in 2016 in Chennai when we had a KM day. It was a huge college day, and I had written for the ensemble which had marimba, vibraphone, then taiko, sarangi, oud, and
I love
singer was
sarangi. I
there.
mean, that instrument is like so emotional in nature. I
Yeah,
mean, yeah.
yeah. So that was the first concert which I did as an ensemble, and later on, which inspired me to create more such such a big or like not an orchestra, but with a lot of instrumentalists in the team.
Intrications.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So
Mm.
basically, I love Snarky Puppy, how they do it,
Oh
and it's all
yeah.
instrumental. And so I wanted, of course, to form a small version of that in India, maybe with
Hmm.
the instrumentalist I have, and also focusing on Middle Eastern music, and also by giving respect to the instruments which I have. And yeah, slowly it's getting there actually. I was a part of the band for 10 years. Then later
Wow.
on, time has come to start my own work. So Bonny Abraham Ensemble is active since last maybe 1 year, and we have been starting from the scratch. And because 10 years you're part of the band and you leave the band and you start something by yourself, again you have to start from
Mm.
scratch. Who is
Scratch.
Bonny
Exactly.
Abraham? People, yeah, yeah, yeah. So right now, my main focus is to release the songs and put your content out there and
Hmm.
promote yourself. And yeah, so that's what I want to do and I wish to do. Yeah.
I love it. Normally, when people think of releasing songs and albums and EPs, now, as you said, a very good word that is right now, as the social media platforms emerge, and we have all these so-called perfection being shown around in a very brutal way. We have this thing that okay, everyone is perfect, only me is I'm imperfect in some way or the other. Maybe I'm playing an instrument, I don't know how to play an A minor chord properly. Other players are shredding at 500 BPM, but we have all these things by seeing the fakery around. So releasing an album or a single right now has been like, if you like you said a very good thing, like we had cassettes and records, like we should take a vinyl and place it on the recorder, and we used to worship, technically worship the vinyl. We have to sit and observe the music. You can't fast forward 10 seconds, there's no option. You will anyway, if you don't like, you have to listen to a Dream Theater song for 23 minutes straight. As simple as that. You can't go back and forth. And I guess in that way, even if people weren't musicians, somehow their ear developed in a good way, because they never skipped a part thinking that okay, this is boring, I don't want to listen to this. And our attention span is dropped. Something goes on for 10 seconds, 1 2 3 4, we are like chodo isko next, right? So
Yeah.
like having a 4 minute 32 second 33-second song these days, it's a pretty tough, not the release, but more tough to get people to listen to it. Because if you see, we have that analytic thing in the back of our channels and every social media platform. So
Exactly.
if you go back
Exactly.
and see,
Yeah.
audience retention is 30 seconds. I'm like 5 million people. Even if you go to the hit songs, 5 million people are listening for 30 seconds. You count that, that's close to around,
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
mean, pathetic. Like how we,
Yeah.
like if it would have been thousands and millions of
Yeah.
hours if that was counted. So what do you think when you release a particular single or an album? Like all of these things haunt you or your entire band?
Uh, Bro, to be honest, as I said, it does. If I say it doesn't haunt me, it is not true. But it does. I really think about that perspective, and like it's like when you're done with the song, you release it the moment it comes on YouTube, and it's like you send the songs to everyone, and you'll be thinking, oh my God, will they listen? How will it be?
Mm.
But
Mm.
I am trying to tell myself, which I'm trying to do, is that let it be out there. Maybe you will not get maybe 1,000 plays or 20K plays or even 500 plays like in 1 month or 2 months or maybe in 1 year also. give it some time. This is what I am trying to tell myself even now. Like, give it some time and play these songs live to our audience, or to in a music
Mm.
festival. So
Mm.
that's where I started. See, I released a song called Hijran
Mm.
last year, and I collaborated with an artist from Turkey. She was so kind. It was really a musical collaboration, and I didn't have enough money to pay her, and she didn't ask for it.
Wow.
And she's such an amazing artist, and she did it for free, just for music. She did it, and I was like, wow. And that song, Hijran, so when I released it, it is a emotional song. It is not like with a beat. It's a pure emotion, and it has some elements of Middle Eastern contemporary, and it has got ney, duff, oud, saz, handpan. All these instruments are mixed in that.
Mm.
So the place of that song was very less, actually. But I expected more. Like, of course, your songs, when you release it,
Yeah,
any
yeah.
musician who release their own, you expect a lot of place. You'll be like, oh, and I started to think, oh my God, why is it bad? It's not that bad. Come on, because that's what saying.
Yeah, yeah. Mm.
Then I played that song live in some of the festivals, and the response that I got was amazing, bro. That's when I started to realize that you have to play the songs live. You have to play it live and make them feel that, make them come back to your songs,
Mm.
and make them
Mm.
play that song again and
Mm.
again.
Mm.
And that maybe that is the biggest example which I feel that you shouldn't judge yourself by releasing a song. You're not a big artist like Eminem, or be it any artist. You don't have that much followers. Okay, I don't have that
Mm.
much followers. I have very little, very maybe 10 people listen to my music. If I put my music out there, I'm sure 10 of them will listen to it. And
Mm.
I'm happy about it.
Mm.
And I'm sure that 10 will grow eventually. So
Surely.
all I have to do is, don't worry about it. I have to release the content, keep releasing good stuff, keep collaborating with good people, and try to promote your music as much as you can. Because
Mm.
without promoting your music, it's pretty hard. And
Yeah.
promoting music, if any of the indie artists are out there listening to this, see, I released my song in Spotify. I was expecting some playlist push from the Spotify, but it may or may not happen, as I said.
Mm.
But
Mm.
if it doesn't happen, all you have to do is, like, there was this platform called Submit Hub, where you go and you submit your song to third party playlist curators. And of course, there is a little bit of money involved, like to buy the credits. And
Mm.
I recently submitted Lavia Bell. See,
Mm.
I got only 12 credits left, and I submitted to three major playlists. And thankfully, two of them saw it, and two of them approved, and
Mm.
it came into a very good playlist, and which will gain your listeners.
Mm.
So I was thinking, what if I didn't do that? Maybe it will not happen. So also, you have to promote your music as much as you can with the proper planning,
Mm.
and also
Strategically.
live.
Mm.
Yeah, and also live, play the music live,
Mm.
connect with the audience. I'm sure it will also make them come back and listen to what you have.
Surely.
Yeah,
Surely.
and it's a slow process, and I don't expect it to happen in 1 or 2 days, maybe
No.
two
Yeah.
years, or maybe 1 year. We never know. Yeah,
Mm. Surely.
just
So
be
that
true to what you do. That's it. Yeah,
mm. Patience level should be appreciated.
yeah, man. Yeah. Because
Mhm.
that is the truth, bro. Because you cannot expect people to start listening to you, however good content is. It's not commercial, no. Like, it's not. See, if I release a world music content in India, what are the chances for me to turn into a big hit? Tell me
Mm.
honestly.
Yes.
It's
So 99 to 1, yeah.
like
So 1 is to 100.
it's yeah, because it's not lyrical. People love lyrical content over here. People love commercial. But I'm not disgrading or degrading the people here. Okay, I'm just
Mm.
telling the reality that is here, that is in India, or that's that's how it is, and I respect that. And let's build an audience out of it, is what I think. And also, never think about India itself. Think abroad, like think out of the India, maybe the whole world. It's world music, bro. It's not just
Why not? Yeah.
India. So yeah, yes. Even I want to travel outside. I want to perform, maybe in Turkey, maybe outside India, maybe to the places where I never been, and gain a new audience. Maybe that's what I manifest. And let's see, bro. Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, it was a pleasure talking to you. For the audience, I'm saying like I'll put all of his links of his releases, everything he has portfolio in the link in the description down below. Check him out. Maybe DM him how you like his song and something, and yeah, give it a like. It costs nothing really. I would like to thank you, Bonny, for taking the time out to do this. I know you have a very hectic schedule working with so many people and this and that. So thank you so much for doing this. It's a pleasure from my end.
Same here. Thank you so much for promoting. Yeah.
It's an honor. Thank you. Thank you so much. Keep making music. I hope to see you guys soon performing in Calcutta.
Sure. Let's see. I've never been there. Maybe someday, sure. If I come,
Do give me a call when you come.
definitely. Sure, definitely,
Surely.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Thank you so much, and see you soon. The next time we have a release, huh?
Sure, bro. Sure.
Surely. Okay. Thank you. Bye bye. Take care. Bye bye.